Today we will discuss the concept of minimum support price and urban rationing system. Okay, so for that, let me draw. Here we are measuring quantity, here we are measuring price, and this is the origin. Now, in rural area, what happens? The just after harvesting, supply is very high. Supply is very high, but the traders, they demand less because they are not in hurry to buy grain from the farmer. But farmers are in hurry to sell their crops in order to repay their loan, in order to feed their family, etc. So they want to get rid of their stock. But traders, they demand less and they keep this price artificially low. That is, as per the price determination or equilibrium concept, price is fixed at OP0, which is very low. Okay. Now, at that price, if this producer or the farmer, they sell their product, they will not be able to sustain. So it is called below sustenance level. Okay, so government intervenes and fixes a minimum price, which is called minimum support price. No one can buy grain below this. But if we raise the price, we already had done excess demand, excess supply analysis. If we raise the price above the equilibrium level, what will happen? There will be excess supply. Okay, traders, they are buying only this much, but the supplier, they want to buy this. So it is called excess supply. Okay. Now, so in the market, there will be excess supply. So what will happen? Government has to procure this. This portion has to be procured by government. So this is called government procurement. Okay. So this is the concept of minimum support price and the action after that. Okay, or the policy after that. That procurement is a must. If government doesn't procure, then this whole policy, okay, doesn't, okay, or comes to a halt. It cannot work without that government procurement, because whenever you are raising price above your equilibrium level, so there will be excess supply, and that has to be purchased by someone else. Here, government is purchasing it. So this is the concept of minimum support price. Now let us come to this urban market. Now in urban market, food shortage is more intense because in urban area we don't do cultivation. So over here there is serious shortages of grain because everyone has to buy. In rural area, now there are the concepts of subsistence farming. So people are growing their crops, growing their vegetables on their own. So as such, food shortages you won't find in our rural area. But in urban areas, we are not growing food. Okay, so here there is absolutely intense rather food shortages. Now in urban area, what happens? Demand for grain is very high, supply is also there, but not up to the mark. So the price which is determined in the market, it is too high for a poor person to buy grain. OP0 is too high. So here government gives subsidy. Government asks, this is called subsidized price. PS, subsidized price. Now, you know, if you are fixing price below the equilibrium level, what will happen? There will be excess demand. So here there is excess demand. Now, how to tackle this excess demand? Over here, we have to implement rationing. Now, this subsidized grains are sold from fair price shop. When you are going to fair price shop, they will give you a quota. There is something called ration card through which people are buying or lifting grains. It can be wheat, it can be rice. Sometimes they can buy kerosene oil, they can buy sugar also through this. Okay, it is not only for grain, it is also for sugar, sometimes kind of pulses also. It depends upon the government policy, season, etc. Now, what is rationing? So that will be ration. What does it mean? Quota. Per family, per month, 10 kg. Just for example, I am saying. Per person, 5 kg per month. Or in a family, 5 kg per week. So that quota varies state to state, places to places, it varies. But idea of quota is basically rationing. So it is now rationed. If you want to buy grain at this rate, this price, subsidized price, then you can buy at most 5 kg or 10 kg or 20 kg per month. Above that, if you want to buy, so you have to buy it from open market at equilibrium price. So this concept is called public distribution system. Now let us club these two concepts, MSP and subsidized price. So this is one unique policy by the government. Now what government is doing? Government is announcing a minimum support price, going to the rural area, procuring grains from the farmer. Then after milling, that means after converting paddy to rice, storing, that is called buffer stock. Government has go down. Okay, over there government is storing this grain as buffer stock, because if there is flood, even if there is drought, anything, so there will be scarcity of food, then those stocks will be released, okay, to save people. So now from that stock, some portion is supplied to this rationing system. Okay, through fair price shop, government will give subsidies to these shops, and the people will buy grains at a subsidized rate, mainly urban area, but through rationing system. Okay, now this rationing is called statutory rationing, and this urban area called SR area. But now it is extended to the rural area, that is called MR area, which is also known as modified rationing. So statutory rationing for urban area and modified rationing for rural area. Okay, so this whole thing, this system comes under the concept of PDS, public distribution system. Okay, so if you must have seen the trucks, loaded trucks are running in the city or other highways, etc. So that they use a board in front, in their windscreen, it is written that it is PDS. Okay, it is essential service, PDS, etc. So that means they are carrying grains from one place to another place. Okay, so this is the whole idea of PDS. Now we are doing comparative static analysis. Comparative static analysis. Now, why it is called static? Because here one force, either demand or supply, remains unchanged. Say demand remains unchanged. Okay, and supply increases. There is an technological advancement, because due to that supply increases. So earlier price was here at OP0, quantity Q0, but as supply curve shift from S0 to S1, now mind that S0 does not exist, S1 is there. So at P0, now supply is this much, but demand is here. So AB is called excess supply. This AB is called excess supply. Okay, so you all know, if whenever there is excess supply, price tends to fall. Now when price is falling, price tends to fall. Now when price is falling, two things are happening. There will be movement along demand curve and there will be movement along supply curve. Now when there is demand movement along demand curve this way, so quantity demanded increases and quantity supplied decreases. So thereby this entire excess supply will be eliminated. And you reach over here a new equilibrium point. Q1 will be purchased or sold and P1 will be the price. So this is called comparative static analysis. Okay. Now we can do this exercise with change in demand. Over there, supply remains constant. Supply remains constant. Income of the consumer increases. D0 to D1. So price was P0, quantity Q0 at this price. Now this is the new demand curve. So again say EF. This EF is called excess demand. Excess demand. And you all know that whenever there is excess demand, price tends to go up. Now when price increases, quantity supplied also increases, but quantity demanded decreases. So this way you follow these arrows and you reach a new point where price is P1 and quantity is Q1. So price goes up from P0 to P1, quantity increases from Q0 to Q1 because demand increases. Okay. Now for experiential learning. Okay, experiential learning, you all must know that the inflation, present inflation is at very low level. There is no inflation, we must say, because wholesale price index I am not very aware of, but this CPI wise it's very low. Inflation rate is very low presently. Two, three reasons are there. One, maybe this winter vegetable prices are very low because the supply is good, and then it is after harvesting season, crop price is also low. Potato also just harvested, so that price. Onion also just harvested. So these, because of the higher supply, prices are not going up. But let us consider this in the context of this pandemic situation. Okay, so why this is happening? Say supply is same, let us assume, but due to pandemic and followed by lockdown after that, so many people lost their job. So income of the consumer decreased. Many people lost their job, many salary is deducted. So you have decrease in demand. If you have decrease in demand, what will happen? This one. So price will automatically decrease. Quantity is also decreasing. And this is the kind of vicious circle. You know, see the quantity earlier it was Q0. Now quantity is reduced to Q1. So producers are unable to sell their product. So they will decrease their production also. For that, employment will also be affected. That is why people are losing jobs. And at the same time, if they are losing jobs, then the demand will be reduced further. So again, this will be repeated again and again and again. It is just like a vicious circle. Okay, that is why it is very difficult for the system to tackle this particular issue. So someone has to intervene from outside. Someone means warrior government. Present government has also announced some packages to come out from this particular misery. And you know, our economy is already shrunk by 25%. So that also knows. See, whether it is exactly 25%, 20%, 15%, 10%, anyway, this is the first time in the history of independent India that national income has gone down. The situation is really very grave, and it's a cause of concern for us. So we are relating this price mechanism chapter, comparative static chapter, with our present day scenario, present economic crisis. So this is also called experiential learning.